15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Cavaliers timeout.
And so Los Angeles takes the...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Ken.
When you're having a night shooting in the high 50s, you're being efficient with your shot selection.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in their house, Chesapeake Energy Arena. Last outing for the Thunder, they won that game against the Suns in Phoenix. A great win for them, and they rose to the occasion and pulled off the upset, riding high right now. We will be watching Russell Westbrook in this one, and we hear from so many players and coaches who all say Westbrook has the mindset of the greats. What does that mean to you, Shaq?
You know, he plays with the swagger and the confidence. You know, a lot of guys in the league do not possess that. And he's a complete alpha player on the court. He's a big guy, a dominant big guy in a little man's body.
No, he's a dominant little guy with a big heart. So I would say, I don't like to be a big man. I tell you what he does. His athleticism is unparalleled by anybody in the league. So what happens is you always have to put your bigger guard on him, and that changes the mismatches all over the court.
Let us get it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
Stop rephrasing my phrase.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the home of the Thunder. We're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. So for the Thunder, their last game, a win against.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, and they were up in the air an awful lot in that paint area, getting their hands on shots. A lot of them, but if they didn't block them or touch them, they actually changed them.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Ruiz in a 2-guard. Dang out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Bogut in at the center. The shot no good. Good D by Irving. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, their last game a loss to Los Angeles.
And it's a tough game to lose. I mean, they actually put up a pretty solid effort, I thought, but when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Well, Greg, I think you've got to try to convert the positives. Take them into the momentum of your next game and use them for momentum, and then take what you did well and double down the efforts here tonight.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. It's stolen by Allen. Here's Durant. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
The Thunder have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Westbrook drives in. Ibaka wide open. He fires. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. I'd send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. Doris?
He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many 7-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
For Cleveland, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Shots good by Ibaka.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Feeds it to Love. Ruiz. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
He's been wayward and just off on about every...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. For Indiana, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And you hear Kyrie Irving's name, and you think of a playmaking point guard. But he is as deadly a shooter, Kenny, as anyone in the league from time to time.
I mean, the guy won a three-point contest,
Yeah.
so no surprise there. You know, he's averaged, 2 to 3 three-pointer shots made in the last couple of seasons. Now, he's quick to get off his shot off the dribble, which is different from most three-point shooters. That's why some people don't really recognize him as a three-point shooter.
And not only that, Kenny, because he's so fast, you got to respect his drive and give him the space. As soon as you do that,
More levels, more devils. Diesel. Airing out the stage like it never.
The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke.
Ready, gentlemen?
Pacers trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Indiana. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the wins tonight, certainly.
And right now for the Pacers, they've looked decidedly average here in the early stages of the season. And that's shocking when you consider the kind of success they're coming off from a year ago.
Yeah, it really is shocking. I mean, they're a team with too much talent to be toiling in the middle of the pack. Going to take somebody lighting a fire under these guys.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ruiz in a two-guard. Kevin Love out there with Bogut. Then it's Dang, and it's Irving in at the point guard. Now here's Freak. 14 points from him the last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. George passes to Livingston, and here's Miles outside. It's rebounded by Ruiz. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to Oklahoma City.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
There's a good screen. Here's George. That one wide left.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
And here's George. Following the three-pointer by Freak. And here's Miles outside. Miles with another miss.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
Here's Ruiz, stolen by Miles. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. George with the ball.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And that one's good. Freak.
Nice start as he's knocked down 3 of his first 4 and has hit the ground at high speed.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And that one's good. Miles has got his second basket.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
It's really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say?
He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding, he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
Thank you, Doris.
And it doesn't really matter who starts.